Morning, class. It's hard to believe that we're in our sixth week already. So we're getting down to the end. This is a 7 week class. So next week marks the end of the class. We are getting down into some of the final assignments. So I will share my screen and we'll take a look at what we have this week. But this one is probably going to be a little more intense than maybe what you had this last week because we're doing something with the comprehensive paper. So let's again go out to modules. In modules, we're going to scroll down to session 6. Here you can see, you can go up to the agenda, see the reading and other overview for this week. Here's the devotional. Again, I can't encourage you enough to go ahead and do the devotional. I know it's optional, but it's something that really will add benefit to your life and to the class. Here we have the discussion questions. Your old hat at this. This week there is no portfolio, so you don't need to worry about anything unusual with this, but just go through, answer the questions by Thursday night, 11:59, and then respond to all, at least 2 other classmates and any questions that I pose for you by Sunday night. This is where I'm going to kind of spend my time today because this is probably where you'll have your questions. So this covers your comprehensive paper. It's an individual presentation. Now, what you're going to see here is that you're going to present over your whole paper, and you haven't done anything with this paper probably since session 4. Some of you may have been diligent, but I'm guessing most of you all of a sudden just hit panic mode, like, oh, I've got to present over a paper that I haven't written yet. And yes, that is exactly what's happening here. At the same time, I think this is something that's going to force you to think through and be able to articulate what your paper is. So I don't expect that your paper is written yet. The panic is normal. Don't worry about it. I'm sure everyone in the class is experiencing that same thing. You haven't missed something. This is just going to help you prep for finishing your paper in session 7. So what you're going to do here is use PowerPoint or Google Slides. Want 8 to 10 slides that are in here that support the content of your comprehensive paper. So it shouldn't be the same as what your paper is. Okay, this is slides are outlined. They're going to be basic. If you just copy paste everything that's in there, and I have 150 words on the slide, it's going to be too much. What you want is probably about 30 words per slide at most, and you want some really good visuals that support it. So, it might be a picture that you find online. It could be a chart, it could be a video that goes along with it. You can share that in there, but what you want to do is support what it is that you're going to try to say in your paper. And if you have a lot of comments that you want to add in, put those in the notes section down below, the things that you would say. Also, you're welcome. You're not required, but if you want to do a voiceover or something like that, feel very free to do that. Here's the rubric. You can look at it. So what we want to show is that you have a full understanding of the topic. Again, I don't want to see 150 words on the slide, but have a good outline, have some good points that are in there. Make sure there's no grammatical or misspellings, that you put a little bit of time into it. And if you use the voiceover multimedia applications, just make sure that it's good. So that would give you your full points there. Visuals and overall design. This is a hefty portion of your points for this week. Make sure it's engaging. I've seen some slides that are just white and blank. I've seen other ones that just, they just put a theme in and it just goes all the way through and doesn't really have anything to do with it. What you want is for it to be attractive and then also support what you're saying. So if you're talking about business ethics and, has to do with nepotism as somewhere, it'd be nice to have some kind of picture that kind of relates to that, or a chart or something that's there that I can look at and I'm not just totally bored out of my mind as I'm going through your presentation because it has so many words that are on it or doesn't have anything that connects me in visually and emotionally. So think of that as you're creating your slides. I'd recommend having at least one graphic on each slide. If you throw in a video or something like that, fantastic. Use AI, use the design mode that's in PowerPoint. Use all those tools. I'm not going to penalize you for using outside tools. So do your very best to make a creative, attractive presentation that's not too wordy, and that will get you full points for this week. If you have questions, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm excited that we're at this point in the class, and if there's anything that I can do to help you, let me know.